Would you like them to be? All right, pantomime. Good to know that I won't put it like... Hello, my name is Janelle Laux. I am the theater director at Lehigh Senior High School Center for the Arts. This evening we'll be doing 3 performances for you that will all be competing at our upcoming District Thespians Festival, which will be held at Northport High School on November 12th. Our first piece this evening is a pantomime, so that means there will be no speaking or singing and no props. So the object of a pantomime is for the students to tell a story with their emotions and their movements only. Our first piece is a sensitive subject. It does have to do with the Holocaust. There will be very graphic things in it that have to do with the history of the Holocaust themselves. We did a study on this in the class and learned about the importance and the history of the Holocaust. And from that, put together a pantomime, which we created to music. So if this is a sensitive subject for you, I want to give you this moment, please, to leave the room, and then you can come back after that. Great. So our first piece up tonight are made up of all freshmen and 1 senior, and this is their start to our district event. So this piece is entitled Heil Over Love. Evening is from two of our seniors. They'll be performing a duet musical entitled Freedom from the unauthorized autobiography of Samantha Brown.
What it felt like.
What did it feel like?
You remember.
No, I don't, but I'm sure you're going to tell me anyway. I'm just going to sit here.
Feeling the wind blowing your hair. You're not even trying.
I am.
Try harder. Picking a road and going anywhere. Remember the biker bar?
I do.
We're heading south and the bike.
Drive the car.
Or maybe west. We don't know much. We're making up the rest.
So weird. Don't understand you.
Tear up the atlas. Don't read the road signs. Driving for the sake of driving anywhere. That's freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom. Freedom.
Driving past the radio blaring. Windows open singing like we're rock stars.
Counting the miles as we go
Take us
past.
while the sun is high.
Knowing that every mile could be our
Just
last.
watching the day go by.
We won't look back.
We never will. We've come too far.
We'll drive till we hit Nashville.
Nashville.
Freedom. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Woo! Pick a road, pick a highway.
Say what?
Any road is going my
That's
way.
my best friend.
Let's go. Live it up with no complicated philosophies.
No college, no career, no kids, no fancy house, no.
Let's go.
Any road but the one we're on. No college, no career, no kids, no fancy house, just driving anywhere.
Driving straight into the dawn. That's freedom.
Kelly driving, me riding shotgun. Just a couple girls out on the highway with no road maps and no curfews. Just two girls with nowhere we have to be. And now she's laughing, and I start laughing. It's so real and so like a memory. And the sun is so bright that I'm squinting, and it feels like I found freedom.
Freedom. Yeah.
Driving fast, the radio blaring. Windows open, singing like we're rock stars.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are now ready to start the board meeting of October 10, 2016. The time is 6 p.m. We would like to take this opportunity to remind the members of the public of the district's mission, which is to ensure that each student achieves his or her highest personal potential and the district's vision to be a world-class school system. Prior to the start of this evening's board meeting, we have been enjoying the Lehigh Senior High School Center for the Arts Theater and Musical Theater majors performing several pieces that they'll also be competing with at the District Thespian Festival on November 12th at the Northport High School. The students are under the direction of Janelle Laux. Is it Laux or Lowe? Laux, okay. The theater teacher. Tonight they have already performed a solo musical dressing them up for the musical Kiss of the Spider-Woman with student Antonio Baez, a pantomime entitled No, we didn't see the solo musical yet, have we? Yeah. We've seen the pantomime titled Heil over Hitler. Students Marielle Camillus, Kelsey Skates, Alina Minor, Paola Olivia, they're making this hard, William Barnello, James Perez, Miguel Perez, Edwin Solis, and there's a musical, we had a musical Freedom, musical title, duet musical titled Freedom from the unauthorized autobiography of Samantha Brown with Katie Harvey and Melanie Urhammer. We are now going to see a solo musical dressing them up for the musical Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Welcome to Wonderland for the musical Wonderland. Take it away.
Welcome to Wonderland. My God, it's 8:30. Who cares if you came late? We don't care where you've been. You're gonna fit right in. A little funky tour, a little crazy show. Don't get all insecure.
She's capricious as can be.
Lopping heads off by the tree.
What a party has it started snowing, and I'm not coming, going.
Do you know the queen of hearts and waters?
They're the same as always. Close the borders. Could she be the one you know?
Tin Man Lion or Scarecrow. Please start making sense.
Have you seen my walrus steer? Big mustache that's down here.
Made the oysters disappear.
Claiming self-defense.
Wait, I think
You
you
think,
I
think you're dreaming.
And when I wake up, I'll wake up.
Wake up screaming.
We don't think it's all. We simply feel, dear.
That's true. Okay, someone tell me what's the deal?
Lady, here's the deal. Welcome to Wonderland. This is your new address. You'll love it more or less. No time to decompress. It's afternoon all day. There's lots of games to play. Flamingo on croquet. So please enjoy your stay.
Every day is something new.
Problems of the old closet.
Rumors of a palace view.
Get me out of here!
Answers are in short supply.
What, where, when, how, or why?
Cross my heart and hope to die. Get it into gear. When your alter ego's interfering, some precision and mass up disappearing. Welcome to Wonderland. Start walking with the band. You're going so dang fast. Your future's in your past. An author always knows which way the story goes. So tidy up loose ends with a little help from your friends. Come on and sing along and join our little band. Turn up the volume and keep on dancing. Sit back, enjoy yourself, and feel the river flow. Make sure the journey's worth the things you're chancing. We're all a little nuts in case you didn't know. We'd love to stay here, but we really I mean from A to Z, and what it seems to be. Welcome to Wonderland. Step phasers up to stun. Turn off the lights when done. Good luck and thanks a ton. Shout, baby, God,
Have all of the performers please come in front of the stage, please. The last group was Christian Nunez, Casey Browning. Can't read my own writing here. Anna Glover, Ty Anthony Scott, Antonio Baez, Nicole Arias, Amanda Collins, Gianna Geary, Pamela Ortez Bravo, and Alyssa Craven, and Allison Lewis. Let's give all these performers a great round of applause. Wish you guys a best of luck in this competition coming up, and thank you so much. We will now take a 5-minute recess to allow the performers to exit the building. Thank you.
Good job. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back. At this time, we'll now resume our meeting of October 10, 2016. We have this evening's agenda includes the invocation, the Pledge of Allegiance, one acknowledgement, public comment, the consent action item, which includes 3 items under resolutions, 2 items under executive services, 1 item under academic services, 3 items under business services. We have 1 item under human resources, 4 items under operations, and we have 5 superintendent recommendations, and we have 4 items under other business. Board members, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Morgan, seconded by Ms. Dozier. Call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. At this time, Ms. Dozier will deliver the invocation, after which Ms. Fisher will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please rise for the invocation?
Please bow your heads. Dear God, we thank you for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for all of the families that are represented here in this hall this evening. We appreciate the opportunity to gather here this evening for this school board meeting. Thank you for all of the students that come into our schools each week. We ask that their minds will always be open each day to allow them to learn and achieve to their highest potential. We thank you for all of our dedicated, committed, and creative teachers. Thank you for all of the administrators and support staff that provide our students and schools with all the tools that they need to provide a safe environment for all students to learn. Please guide each of us this evening that is here, parents, students, members of the public, board members, and the superintendent, as we speak openly and honestly this evening. Please let each of our presentations and all of our comments be respectful to others and ensure that our suggestions will be beneficial for our students and for our community. We ask that you guide the superintendent as he brings forth his recommendations. Please guide each of us as a board member and give us the wisdom to make the right decisions concerning each of the recommendations that are brought to this table this evening. We pray that this meeting will be successful, productive, and blessed. For this, we give you the glory for all we will accomplish during this meeting. Amen.
Amen. Tonight, the cadet presenting the colors will be introduced by Command Sergeant Major, retired, Sean Branham from South Fort Myers High School. Sean retired after 24 years of military service and is a veteran of 4 combat deployments to Kuwait and Iraq. Welcome.
Thank you, board member, for the kind introduction. The national colors for our Pledge of Allegiance tonight are presented by Cadet Colonel Gene Jerome, Brigade Commander of the South Fort Myers Leadership Academy. Cadet Jerome is a senior at South Fort Myers High School and has achieved a GPA of 3.9. He is the commander of the exhibition drill team as well as a member of the national drill team. Gene is a member of the South Fort Myers Advanced Placement Capstone Program and serves on the Advanced Placement Student Council as the chemistry representative. Cadet Jerome will attend Florida State University, where he will major in marine science and oceanography. His aspiration is to work as a researcher with the Hawaii Institute of Marine Biology. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. The next item on the agenda is the item of public comment. Mr. Martin, would you please address the agenda item of public comment?
School board policy provides the opportunity at this point in the meeting to address the board concerning any matter on this meeting's agenda or any other matter relevant to the operation of the school district. If you wish to address the school board this evening, the school board chair, Mr. Torber, will give you an opportunity in a moment to express that desire. The rules concerning public comment are posted at the back of the room. The board does not respond during public comment time to remarks made by speakers. At the conclusion of public comment time, the school board chair may address concerns raised by speakers or may assign responsibility to the superintendent to do so. Speakers are expected to act in a respectful manner. Those who fail to do so after being warned by the meeting chair may be required to leave the meeting. Disruptive attacks on individuals are prohibited. The time allowed per speaker is 3 minutes. Mr. Torber, I have 0 cards this evening.
Thank you. Is there anybody on the right side that did not get an opportunity to fill out a card but would like to address the board this evening? Is there anybody on the left side that would like to address? Okay, only one. Mary, would you please take the stand?
Good evening, Board Superintendent. I want to talk about the Chromebooks. We're having problems with them where they're glitching and they're blacking out and crashing. A few parents have brought it to my attention that they had to have the Chromebooks replaced, to be told that they've been told by principals that this is an ongoing problem they're having this year with the Chromebooks. My granddaughter is one of the children that had the problem. She got the new Chromebook, and already this weekend we had it glitching out where we couldn't access her homework. So it's something that needs to be looked at. You know, the money we're paying for these Chromebooks, that the kids cannot access their assignments. So I hope that you can address this with the schools and find out how many we're having a problem with across the board and address it.
Thank you. Dr. Atkins, I'm going to refer this one to you. This is the first time that I've heard of that, but I wouldn't find with new technology that being something that wouldn't surprise me, but but I'm sure that you probably have a better handle on it. Could you please address, if you would, if you know of the problem, if it is now, if not, could you provide us something, as far as inquiry across the schools and find out exactly what the status is? Are you aware of anything currently that's going on as far as Chromebook reliability?
I'm not going to say there are no problems, because with any implementation there are, and you do have a certain percentage of them that you do have issues with. So I'm sure what she's telling is certainly a reality that's being experienced by some students. I'll be more than happy to provide a report back to the board regarding the Chromebooks and how widespread the issues are.
Board, do we have consensus? I mean, is it something, I mean, can you just maybe inquiry just by school and just kind of give us a running tally so we can kind of see how the implementation, if there's something that we're maybe missing, and we can do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. No, I dropped it. I lost a contact coming in here this evening, so I can't hardly see anything. So at this point, we have the character word of the day. Ms. Dozier, would you please be so kind as to read the character word of the day?
Thank you. I appreciate that. The character word for the month of October is respect. And I had the opportunity to go to Fort Myers High School because the winner was from Fort Myers. And in his picture, he displayed it very well. Respect, showing regard for the value of persons or things through courteous consideration and appreciation. The quote that goes along with that is, respect starts when you practice it, not when you ask for it. Author unknown. And Mason Pocklington, a 12th grade student at Fort Myers High School, designed what you see up there. And I asked him to tell me about I said, tell me exactly what was your inspiration. And he said, well, mine basically was, we need to have respect for the land around us. We need to have respect for each other. We need to have respect for our flag. And so he had put a lot of thought into it. And anyway, he was the winner for our digital design for character word for the month of October. So thank you very much.
Very nice. Thank you, Ms. Dozier. Moving on to the approval of the action items under the agenda for consent. Board members, are there any items that you wish to pull from the consent agenda? Ms. Fisher.
I have no pulls this evening.
Ms. Dozier.
I have none this evening. Thank you.
Morgan.
I have none.
And Ms. LaRiviere.
None.
And I have none either. Is there a motion to approve the agenda with as printed this evening?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Dozier, seconded by Ms. LaRiviere. Any discussion? Call for the vote. All those in favor? Yeah, there is no discussion. Call for the vote. Signify by saying aye. Motion carries 5-0. We will now move. Included in the approval of the consent agenda are the resolutions proclaiming October 10th through the 14th as National School Lunch Week, and October 17th through the 21st as National School Bus Safety Week, and finally October 23rd through the 31st is National Red Ribbon Week. Dr. Atkins, are there any appointments that you made today that you would like to announce of people that are in attendance?
None at this time. No administrative appointments today.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dr. Atkins. At this point, we'll now move to the superintendent's recommendations. Dr. Atkins, would you please read your first recommendation?
The first recommendation is I recommend board approval of the proposed 2017 legislative program of the Greater Florida Consortium of School Boards.
Board members, you heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Support.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Fisher, seconded by Ms. Morgan. Any discussion? No? Ms. Dozier.
I'll just say that we actually met here to put this program together, and I think between the leadership of Mrs. Morgan and between our representatives, Ms. Fisher and Ms. LaRiviere, I think they put together an outstanding platform for us to use this season in Tallahassee.
Thank you, Ms. Dozier. I was hoping that people would say that, but Ms. Morgan did a wonderful job with our consortium to pull together, which is our local support, our local group that shares the same interests across the state of Florida. We're what's called the donor counties, that we actually pay for more of the people above the I-4 corridor. We have our consortium. We're the largest voting bloc of the school districts associations, and Ms. Morgan is this year's president, and she housed that group here, did a wonderful job, and really showed Lee County off well. And then Ms. Fisher and Ms. La Riviere is working with our lobbyists for an active year this session up in Tallahassee. So I'll be supporting this motion as well, and I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Dr. Atkins.
Next recommendation, I recommend board approval of the one-time increase of $200,000 for bid for security equipment upgrades for the period of October 10, 2016 through July 25, 2017, for a total estimated annual expenditure not to exceed $1,200,000 pursuant to the same terms and conditions as previously approved by the board. Approval authorizes the superintendent to execute all related documents.
Board members, you heard the motion. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Ms. Fisher, seconded by Ms. Morgan. Any discussion? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Dr. Atkins.
Recommend board approval to renew the bid for cafeteria disposables district-wide to All Florida Paper, Inc., Calico Industries of Florida, LLC, Dade Paper and Bag Corp., Daxwell, Interboro Packaging Corp., Peninsular Paper Company, Pyramid School Products, and ServPack Products, Inc. for the first renewal period of November 3rd, 2016 through November 2nd, 2017 at an estimated annual expenditure of $1,600,000 pursuant to the same terms and conditions as previously approved by the board. Approval authorizes the superintendent to execute all related documents.
Board members, you've heard the recommendations. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Dozier, seconded by Ms. La Riviere. Any discussion? Ms. Dozier.
Well, I just have one thing to say. I hope that among this $1.6 million that there are some recycled products, since this shows recycling, respecting the environment. I know that those styrofoam trays that we've used in the past are not recyclable. They are not biodegradable, so maybe I'm hoping that some of these are recyclable products.
Well, I do understand that some of these are paper trays, and so.
Good, thank you. I know that was something that I had talked about previously, so I'm glad that some of these are paper.
Anybody else? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Dr. Atkins.
Recommend board approval of the ITF's recommendation to continue 3 existing medical plans, 5773, 3769, and the high deductible health plan, HDHP, with a health savings account, HSA, with no increase to the current rates as indicated in the table provided in the board action item, with an expected annual cost of the district of $72,900,000. I further recommend approval for the plans and rates to be effective from April 1st, 2017 through March 31st, 2018. Approval authorizes the superintendent or designee to execute all related documents.
Board members, you heard the recommendation. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Morgan, seconded by Ms. La Riviere. Any discussion? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Your last recommendation, Dr. Atkins.
I recommend board approval of the one-time increase of $750,000 to the estimated annual expenditure for the bid for heating, ventilation, air conditioning, HVAC repair services for the period of October 10th, 2016 through January 27th, 2017, for a total estimated annual expenditure not to exceed $1,250,000 for the period of January 28, 2016 through January 27, 2017, pursuant to the same terms and conditions as previously approved by the board. Approval authorizes the superintendent to execute all documents.
Board members, you heard recommendations. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Dozier, seconded by Ms. Morgan. Any discussion? I'd just like to say I will support this motion because I know it's a result of what we have and what we have to live with, but the capital depletion that we've had over the last 5 years has left our PM program of, of our replacing our HVACs gets so depleted that we're paying more, and this is the results, that we're paying more for repair costs to actually get these old units so they're still running until we can get caught back up on our capital plan. So I appreciate what you and Mr. Law are doing to get us caught back up, and I know it's going to take another year or two that we have to endure this. I don't like it, but I don't see anything around it. I know you and I have had discussions about the new chiller units that will actually save us costs, as far as operations, we get them in, but we just have to go through this painful process. So I'll support the motion. I just wanted to let people know that, if you don't, it's much better and cheaper to do it in a PM mode than in a breakdown mode. It's better for kids, for academics, for education. If we lose a chiller first thing in the morning, by the time they realize an air conditioner's down, the day's shot. Because by the time that you get the system to be able to recover, the day's already over, and we've had a day of lost education because our school system, the windows don't, open very well or ventilate very well. And in Florida, it just, when you're dripping wet, it's hard to learn. So it has an impact on just the bottom line. It impacts our education. So with that said, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Having no board attorney recommendations, we'll now move on to other business. We'll start with our board member comments. We'll start with you, Ms. LaRiviere.
All righty. This is something that's wasn't part of our conversations today, but I believe that it's important. A press release went out last week for this, but I want to announce it at tonight's meeting. On Wednesday, October the 19th, there will be a showcase here at the district office in the Caloosahatchee room for the Social Studies K-12 adoption. So it is a one-time opportunity for people in the community and employees of the district to come and view the materials. Now, I'm going to get on my legislative aspect of it. The problem that we are having is this. In statute 1006.33, 1B, it states that a district may not request samples in addition to electronic samples. So the only copies of samples that anyone in the district will have access to, or community members will have access to, is via the computer, or a laptop, or a tablet. There is something that has to be changed about this statute. It is, we have so many battles to fight, but this is one it would really be beneficial if people within the community would speak to their legislators and say, this is an example of how you are taking away local control. People need to be able to have access to those hard copies and really do a good job of looking at them. The same way with our schools. The schools and the staff at the schools need to have access to a hard copy. When reading adoption will be coming up shortly, and I know that for elementary teachers, we used to sit down with all of those materials for each company, and we would do comparisons. It's very difficult to do that with electronic copies. So this is something that is a battle that we need to take care of the whys and the wherefores so that can happen. But here's a problem. Now, we are following statute, but I know specifically of 3 other school districts that have requested and will be receiving sample kits.
How did they do that?
That's my question. So I am taking a stance to say we have a problem. There is a problem with everything being done equitably. So Dr. Atkins, that's my understanding, that there are 3 different districts, and I will share those. But I would like, if possible, from someone on staff to do verification And also if we could have another sampling of what other districts are doing and how they might be getting around that statute. And Dr. Martin, what are your thoughts?
Well, you accurately quoted the statute. It does specifically say a school district may not request samples in addition to the electronic sample copies. So that is the law. I don't see any language in that specific section of Florida statute that provides a consequence for violation, but that is the language of the statute.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Dozier, did you want to weigh in on that?
Well, I was just simply going to say, she asked that staff look into it, but I would pick up the phone and I'd call those counties and I would talk to a couple of board members and I would simply say, you know, what method did y'all use to be able to ask for these? Maybe they wrote a waiver. In fact, a couple of things came to my mind, like if they had specific staff that could not use a computer for one reason or another. You know, there are various reasons why you can write waivers. And, I mean, I'm just speculating, but, you know, I would pick up the phone and I would call some of those board members. And if you don't know any of them, if you'll tell me, I'll call them.
Oh, and I don't mind calling, I just, you know. So
I would
we
call
can-
them. I would call them.
We will see what we can find out, because this needs to be, and the social studies adoption is going to move very quickly. It's it's going to move quickly. And I know that social studies is of concern to our community members. Whether or not, you know, depending on everyone's viewpoints, you know, that's not the issue. The issue is everyone needs to have access, and we need to provide that, including our teachers need to have as much access as possible so they can provide input prior to when the review takes place. Because you need to have input regarding what the teachers are seeing, how they're using it, besides what's going to happen when a publisher makes their presentation. That can sway, and even sometimes sway from what would be the best option out there. So I'm taking my hat off and I'm going back to school board member. But I believe that we need to provide the best resources so we can do our best adoption for our students.
Thank you, Ms. Larry. Anything else?
Nope, oh, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Morgan?
I have none, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Dozier?
I have nothing, thank you.
Ms. Fisher?
Okay, I just have one short one then. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Atkins and Mrs. La Riviere for really helping in the advocacy for any kind of legislation that we are looking for, including funding and the Grow Your Own funding for that individual program. So we want to continue to encourage everyone to speak to your legislative delegation regarding our challenges with our capital funding, as you referred to. And I will, you know, again say that I hope that we will soon be able to have a sponsor to do the survey regarding the half penny sales tax so that we can have a revenue stream that might help us with building those schools that we have on the agenda. The other thing I wanted to mention was that during Red Ribbon Week on Wednesday, October 26th, right here in the boardroom, we'll be having a Lee County Red Ribbon celebration honoring our drug-free kids. And Representative Matt Caldwell will be here along with Kathy Order, who is the wife of Al Order, who was a discus and shot put in the Olympics, and they will be presenting to our kids an athletic and academic awards for excellence, awarding the Lee County Sheriff's Office for their service to our nation award, and also the Lee County School District Norm Project poster contest winners. So it's free and open to the public, and we hope that you will come and join us then. And that will be at 7 p.m. That's all I have this
Thank you,
evening.
Ms. Fisher. Mr. Martin?
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Adkins?
Just real quick, a calendar item and a little bit of a conflict I just found out from Mrs. Fisher, so I apologize in advance for that. The first Teacher Advisory Committee meeting will convene tomorrow at 5:30. I understand you all have a Student Advisory meeting at 6 o'clock. So there's a little bit of overlap there, but we'll go ahead and get started. But if you'd like to, if you get an opportunity, stop by and say hello to the teachers. It's in the intervention room, so it's right off the lobby here. And Dr. Carlin and I will be working with the teachers and hopefully selecting a chair for that committee and getting down to business. So it would be 5:30 tomorrow in the intervention room, intervention conference room. And that is, well, the only other thing I'd like to say is that Soretta did mention that they did make the request for hard copies, but we're told that they could not provide. But if you aren't unable to follow up, then we'll be more than happy to as well. So, okay, and that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Atkins. Our next scheduled board meeting on Tuesday, October 25th, we have a special board meeting at 2 p.m., immediately followed by a school board briefing, and we have our school board action meeting at 6 p.m. At this point, having no more other business coming before this board, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
By Ms. Fisher, seconded by Ms. Dozier. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. This meeting is adjourned.